the latest news. The infamous Hyde is still on the run after bludgeoning Sir Danvers' crew to death on October 18th. This act of aggression is not Edward Hyde's first and is not expected to be his last. The police are, of course, in pursuit of this criminal, but Hyde is dangerous and seemingly mentally ill. If seen, do not approach. One witness of the crew murder described Hyde as, and I quote, a madman. We advise you to be cautious when traveling, especially when going out at night. Counseling is available to any of those affected by this tragedy. And now we go to Dr. Norbert Schmidt-Longstentlock with more on Hyde's apparent case. Norbert?
Thank you, Kelly. I am Dr. Norbert Schmidt-Longstentlock with the COAMI for cases of apparent mental illness. Concerning the convicted Mr. Hyde, it is quite hard to do any tests on him when I and the rest of the community know only small details about him. I can tell that he has quite a short temper, and he is easily peeved. He is also filled with great impatience. He seems to be a cruel man filled with many inner evils, but I would require an actual sample of Mr. Hyde's DNA in order to conduct proper tests regarding his mental state.
Thank you again, Dr. Norbert. We have found a lead in the Hyde case connecting him to the renowned Dr. Jekyll. A one Gabriel John Utterson saw Hyde entering a rundown building that just so happens to be connected to the backside of Henry Jekyll's manor. Our on-the-scene correspondent Jack Floyd has more information on the case. Jack?
Thank you, Kelly. As you can see, I am located outside of Jekyll's estate, where some sort of laboratory is connected to the back of the building. Hyde was last seen entering by Mr. Utterson.
Mr. Gabriel John Utterson, who agreed to meet up with me, is here at the moment. Comments? Yes, I did witness Hyde entering the building, although that happened weeks prior to the actual murder. Regardless, I am certain that Jekyll and Hyde do have some sort of relationship. And just how have you acquired this information? Well, I just so happen to be Dr. Jekyll's lawyer, and he's left everything to Mr. Hyde. Just to clarify, I do mean everything. He wishes for Hyde to simply step into his shoes and continue his legacy, taking over his entire life.
Well, that's quite the will.
Indeed.
Well, thank you, Mr. Utterson, for this truly valuable information.
Of course. Now, we encourage anyone with knowledge of Hyde's whereabouts to contact the police immediately. And speaking of police, I will be joined by the chief in just a few moments. Thank you.
I'm here with Police Chief Jessica Marison, who has some new information on the case.
Yes, Jack, we're dealing with the 377-337. Murder by assault and battery. Short Caucasian male, strong and aggressive, unidentified features, clothes too big, small stature. Well, at least that's what we've confirmed from descriptions, but there doesn't seem to be any trace of Hyde anywhere.
Have you gotten any leads?
Well, of course. He owns a house in Soho that some of my officers are investigating at this very second. We are going to catch this killer.
We all hope so. Thank you, Miss Marison.
My pleasure.
Well, thank you, Jack. We will be providing updates on the Hyde case daily. So until then, keep your eyes up and we'll keep our ear to the ground. Good night.